Ciao, everyone. I was going to say Buona Domenica, but it's Buon Sabado. Happy Saturday. Hope you're having a great day, no matter what day you're watching us on. I'm Esther.
We're coming to you live during an eruption.
Yeah.
During an eruption. And I'm going to say one thing, okay? If one ash gets in my limoncello martini today, I'm going up to Etna and I want to file a complaint, Esther. I'm telling you that right now.
Show them what you're drinking.
I have a limoncello martini made from, by the way, so you know, Russian Standard #1 from St. Petersburg. This is my go-to vodka.
And last week you said limoncello here was a little bit too sweet, but mixed
Right.
it's good, right?
Right. The mix is okay, but I go with this one over here. This one here.
Where's
This is
that
from
one from?
Milan. It's from Milan. It's a good one.
It's a good one.
Yep.
Okay.
So
good.
what I do is
That's like a summer drink, though.
Guess what? What can I say? It's Saturday.
All right, we
It's a
have
Saturday
lots to talk to you about. First of all, migration to Australia, some famous quotes, famous people. But I want to show you now what I picked up at the market. Look at these guys. Ching, ching. Artichokes. Cacciofi. 40 cents each. Some places even cheaper. I saw them somewhere 29 cents each. How do you guys like these? How do you like
She made me one yesterday. I don't like them. I don't like them stuffed with the whatever she gets them stuffed with the garlic
parsley and garlic.
No, I just can't do that. I don't like that. So what
That's how you're supposed to eat them.
What she does
leaf
is
by leaf.
she cuts it in half for me, and first she boils it. Cut it right in half, and she
Right.
boils it
Well,
with
can
a
I
little
get
bit
my-
of salt and EVOO, and then afterwards she puts it in the broiler. What do you put, salt and pepper in
I
it?
put salt and pepper in the last 2 minutes. I sprinkle it with Parmesan cheese.
Perfect that way.
But you know what I would love to do soon is try it with the stuffed breadcrumbs.
You should. You should. I mean, that's the way, traditional way, the Sicilian ways. But since we haven't been doing that, I've been eating these things that are like black on the grill. I hate them. So I stopped eating them. So
I
fine.
love those.
All right, what else are we going to talk about that?
Okay, so first of all, let's say hello to some people. Oh, before I forget, we have the cookbook that's going to be coming out sometime in the spring, and we're still calling for people to submit their recipes. So if you have a Sicilian recipe you'd like to submit, I believe Christine is on the chat. I'm going to go check over there, but we'll put a link. It's also on youmeandsicily.com, and then you go to the icon that says recipes, scroll down, and there's a form. We've gotten lots of them, so thank you very much, but we're still looking for some more. Let's say good morning.
What do they get if they're chosen?
They get a discount for the Olive Memorial. By the way, that's another thing we have going on. We have a grove in Castelmare del Golfo in Montedoro, and if you buy one of those olive trees, we plant them for you, and it could be a birthday gift, a wedding gift, a memorial. A lot of people have been doing it for memorials, or also recently there was just a wedding gift.
Well,
the
spring planting season is right upon us right now. They'll be planting in a couple more weeks. And the guy that we use in Montedoro, he's a good guy. They're nice and orderly. He gives you a beautiful, a little like a certificate where it is, what row it's on.
And it's a great way to plant roots in Sicily. Literally have your own olive tree. So that's a great thing. All right, let's say hello to some people. Christina Giovi, Ed Miche, Jim Ingram is here. Joe and Sue can't join us. First time ever they can't join us, but they're getting the COVID shot. That's great
that's
to
a good
hear.
excuse.
Buongiorno, Maria. Julie Demers is here. Oh, glad, Julie, you can join us live. I saw her on there earlier. And there's Christine Leone, John Bremer. Good morning, Bien Dawn, Steve Dominici. Why do I have such a hard time with your name? I'm sorry. Di Dominici.
You got it.
It's such a beautiful name, too. We've got AJG from Hudson Valley. Fa freddo. Fravento here. Hello, Canada. Connie Milano from Henna. You must come. I will feed you. Anyone need a puppy or two? Cute. Hello, Petersons. So
I hope you're feeling okay, Sue. I think I read your post. I got a little bit, I said a prayer for you, just so you know.
Okay. All right. Well, so let's Peter.
Well, first, can I make a little housekeeping?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to straighten out a couple of things from last week. There was a couple of like loose ends. Okay, so I don't like loose ends. So somebody asked me about the Italian letter J. Is there a letter J in the alphabet? And the answer is no. Actually, there are 5 letters that are not in the Italian alphabet. You have J and K, then you have W, X, and Y. 5 letters, okay? This is because goes back to the Roman times, and a lot of European countries don't have 26 letters. So the question becomes, well, what happens to all those words that begin with the letter J? What happens to them? Well, just so you know, the Italian language recognizes the 5 foreign letters, J being one of them, okay? So, for example, American blue jeans, okay? Mm-hmm. It's part of the lexicon here. And in fact, if you look in the newspapers, you'll see plenty of words beginning with the letter J.
In fact, there's a town, San Giuseppe the Yatta.
Now, the thing is, well, how do you pronounce the letter if there is? How do the Italians pronounce the letters if there isn't any letters for that? So, for example, the letter J is pronounced like the letter G. And the best example I can give you, Esther, is Giuseppe. See? In English, it would be with a J, okay? Giovanni, okay? A whole bunch of others. Jesu Christi, okay? Jesus Christ. There's a bazillion of them, and that's what they do. But foreign letters are totally, that's number 1, okay? So I wanted to just get that squared away.
Pat Galfano says, Ghiaccio. Very good. That's true. Ghiaccio. Yeah. Okay. So the other thing is, last week we had talked, you had said something, Alfred, to people to go out and learn something about Sicily. And we had Peter Scapoletti come to us and say, Eszter and Alfred, that was a great idea. And this is what I learned. And it's one of our favorite poems, right? And favorite sayings about Sicily.
By who?
By Goethe.
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 Goatee. This is a goatee. Goatee.
Anyway, what he said was, this is so good. To have visited Italy and not have visited Sicily is like not having visited Italy at all, because in Sicily lies the clue to everything. How cool is that? I really like that one.
Some people I know actually pronounce that goth.
I think I've said that once.
When she first came here on camera, she said goth.
So you guys, where are you watching from? Do you have any favorite Sicilian sayings or something written about Sicily? There's one more.
One a week.
Wait, one more by your buddy, Renzo Barbera.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one, right?
Go ahead.
Renzo Barbera, actually, he's a businessman.
Father of my friend Manfredi Barbera, who we socialized with many times.
Of the oil.
Renzino before he passed away.
Olive oil company, right?
Yeah, but Renzino wasn't in the olive oil company. Manfredi Barbera's father, his grandfather was the one that started it in Palermo, okay? And we did a lot of business with him, They sell Barbera in the United States. Yes, they do. If you got to try his oil, try the Lorenzo, number 1, 2, 3, 4. They sell them online, and they also sell them in finer shops. Lorenzo, 1, 2, 3, 4, I think it's 5. It's named after his son, Lorenzo. Manfredi's son, that is. He was a beautiful little kid. So go ahead, anyways.
Okay, wait a sec. Some people are saying also Old Sicilian use J. Pirandello use J a lot instead of I.
That's right.
The jar.
There you go.
The other one, I have to write this down because it's too long. But do you remember how it goes? It's actually written
on the 7th day.
On the 6th day.
On the 6th day, when God created the earth, he smiled. It's the 7th day.
Okay, the way it goes is on the 6th day, God accomplished his work, and pleased with all the beauty he had created. This is my favorite part. He took the earth in both of his hands, kissed it, and where he put his lips is Sicily.
Yeah, you're right. It was 6 days.
And then he rested.
Right. That's what it was.
You like that one?
That's on the inside of one of my books.
Yep, and that's right.
I think it's on the inside of The Reverse Immigrant. This is pretty cool.
This is,
which, by the way, is now back in print. Go to alfredzappala.com and you can buy The Reverse Immigrant for the first time in 6 years because it was sold out. alfredzappala.com. And to celebrate that, my other 3 books, I'm having a huge special. The three other books, $19, including shipping, Esther.
That was a good job, Al.
That
was very animated.
My daughter Jennifer shipped.
That was
50
very
books.
animated. I would buy a book just from listening to you say
that.
You know,
honestly, I think that there's a moral thing that you have to buy these books. Frankly, I mean, why not, right? My daughter Jen shipped like 50 books Monday, okay, because she's my daughter Jen in Groveland. She's shipping them for me. And a good friend, who was it? Dusty.
Yeah, Costello.
Dusty Costello bought a book. She was one of the first people who bought a Reverse Immigrant, and she put it on my Facebook, her holding the book. I thought that was so cool that I'm going to make a standing offer, okay? Any one of you who buys one of my books and takes a selfie with it and puts it on and send it to me, I will put on my Facebook.
We'll put it on You, Me, and Sicily.
I'll put it on You, Me, and Sicily too. As a matter of fact, I can tattoo it right on my arm.
All right. Jim Ingram says troppo vento. Yes, it's very windy. And by the way, can you guys hear us okay? Because we have the wind mic. To your support, we were able to get one of these wind mics. Yeah. Some of our contributions to our GoFundMe have been so great that we were able to. So let me know in the comments below if you guys can hear us okay. Jerry Genovesi, ciao amici. Love the live chats.
Jerry's going to bring me something. She said on Facebook yesterday, when she comes here, I think it was a maple syrup or Peeps. I've been in, Peeps. What's it called, Esther?
Withdraw.
Deep depression. Okay, Easter's coming up. And there's not a single Peep in the whole island.
And you have plenty of other good stuff, though, right?
Somebody sent me some Peeps for Halloween. They got here right after Christmas. They were like hard as rocks. They were like petrified Peeps, I call them.
That's funny. All right, Julie Demmer says, love Sicily. Spent 3 weeks traveling solo all over the island a couple of years ago. Miss it terribly. Found you guys this past week and have been enjoying reminiscing. Thank you so much. So if you guys are new around here, we not only have these live chats on either Saturday or Sunday. Yeah, we do it outside, so it's pending weather. You can see it's very windy. Tomorrow it's supposed to rain all day. But we also have our
It's supposed to rain all week.
We have our You, Me, and Sicily videos, and we're also on Facebook. So if you're new to this YouTube channel, check out the playlist because we literally zigzag the island. We also have some cooking, festivals, all things about Sicily.
So what's new?
Okay, wait, audio's great. Grazie mille.
Good. The audio's
great. You can hear a little bit of the wind, even though look at this mouse. It's supposed to block everything. Oh, well. Okay, so let's say a little bit.
Ciao from Vegas, Sal.
Ciao from Brooklyn.
Is there anybody from Australia here? I need to find out if anybody's here from Australia.
Hey, today. You know who's on here? Ciao, Tony Campanella. The good news is that it's easy to eat healthy in Sicily. The bad news, it's easy to eat unhealthy too.
You know, I couldn't recognize Tony's picture on Facebook.
How many was it? 20 or 30?
I saw this guy. He looked like a male version of Twiggy on his face. I said, "Who the hell's that?" And I had to look. It was Tony. Man, he's lost some serious weight.
He's looking good, and I think he said he got rid of the 5 P's: pasta, pizza, pastry, and what else was it? I can't remember. We had him on a chat a while ago. Tony is an expat living here.
That's great, Tony.
Michelle Amari, historian del Musulmani in Sicilia, 1849, first edition and only 1849. Very good. Let's see. So let me just say hello to Maria Coletto.
Maria.
Okay. Maria, where are you watching from? I want to know where you're watching from.
She's from Lawrence. Maria, you any relations to either Frank Coletta, who I went to Austin Prep with, or Nancy Coletta, who I went to elementary school with? Which Coletta are you? I'd like to know that. Be green. My mom's first name was Loli, and when she came to the U.S., it was converted to
Ciao. Okay, you know what? We're saying hello to our neighbor. Saluta tutti, Francesco. Can you see him?
Yeah.
Can you see him? He's our neighbor, Francesco, and every day he comes back from work and ciao, Freddo. We talk about the weather. We talk about the weather every day. He comes home to look at this. Ciao. He comes home to look at our view, which I'll show you in just a little bit. And we talk about the weather.
Well, we talk about a lot of deep things,
were you guys able to see him, by the way? I want to know if you were able to see him.
I want to see what Marie's answer is.
Salem, New Hampshire. Tony Coletta. Tony Coletta was my husband for over 60 years, cousins with them. Okay.
Frank's Diner on Lawrence Street. I used to go there every day for breakfast. Frank Coletta, nicest guy in the world. Greatest guy in the world.
Okay, Pat Galfano, did anyone notice on the Stanley Tucci series CNN in Search of Italy that the Italian food was fabulous and the commercials were for Domino's Pizza? That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, you want to know something? I'm not going to say anything defamatory about Domino's Pizza or the Olive Garden or whatever.
None of these. So let's not say anything.
Some people, that's all they can get.
Exactly.
You know, go to someplace Montana and try to find yourself an authentic Italian restaurant. You can. But I think the programming is good. I think the CNN program, that particular piece, he's a wonderful actor anyways.
Christina Giobbi, my grandfather was from Castellamare del Golfo. We love Castellamare. Oh, good, Vivian.
Hi,
God bless. Okay, Lori's here.
Wow. Vaccinations, good girl.
Good girl. All right, so you want to talk about Australia?
Listen, you probably don't know so much about Australia. I don't. I mean, other than, going to Outback Steakhouse and getting a steak on the barbie, as they say. I've never been to Australia. I know it's freaking far away, all right? But there's a lot of people of Italian extraction there. As a matter of fact, just doing some research this week, there's 1 million people in Australia that have Italian in their blood, some way, shape, or form. And the first ones came over in the year 1770 on the first ship that Captain Cook brought over the British prisoners. It's called the Endeavour was the name of the ship. I thought that was fascinating that the two cooks were convicts and they were on that ship. But it wasn't until right around the mid-1800s when all hell broke loose because gold was discovered. And a bunch of Sicilians, Italians went there for the gold rush. Now, to get there, this is Australia now, from Italy. There was no Suez Canal for them to go through. It was a 2-month travel on a boat, 2 months, okay? Then after that, they settled into, they worked on the plantations, the sugarcane plantations. They worked in the mines. And then another group came in after the 1860 revolution here, Garibaldi, seeking safe haven. That was 1870, 1880. So now the population got bigger and bigger. And then all of a sudden, the Australians said, hey, wait, there's kind of like a lot of them. Keep on going into the 20th century. And guess what happened by the time World War II broke out? Of course, Italy was fascist. The Australians were loyal allies with the United States, fighting off the Japanese in Australia. The Australians created internment camps, just like we had in the United States for Italians. The Australians felt that they were going to, be in cahoots with the Japanese. I don't know if that was true or not, but I know in the United States, property was seized. People were put in internment camps, but mainly bank accounts and property was seized. Okay, I don't know how that was in Australia, but there are a lot of similarities between the Australians who emigrated from Italy and Sicily and the Americans for this almost the same reasons. One thing that the fascist dictator Mussolini did in the 30s was he stopped the migration to Australia. Okay, he stopped it because, hey, they were going to an ally. But anyways, I want to tip my hat to the Australians, all of them, loyal to the United States in the Second World War, loyal to the United States in Korea, in Vietnam, in Operation Enduring Freedom, in the freeing of Saudi Arabia with Bush #1 there. You guys are great.
The point is that a lot of Australians with Sicilian descent have been around here on our YouTube. And also, we love our Canadians, right? Lots of people leaving Sicily to go to Canada.
Next
and
week,
you know
I'll tell you
what's
about
fascinating to me, Alfred and everyone, that time and time again, you know, Sicilians never really wanted to leave here, right? There was the 1908 earthquake. There was poverty. There were things that happened. War happened, that they left Sicily, but all of them still had their heart back here. So it's a fascinating study in migration.
Well, 50%
and excuse me, and also Brazil. Brazil was another big country that they went to, but it was, you know, I look at Sicilians as fighters, as survivors, even now during the pandemic and in past issues that happen.
Well, 50% of all the Sicilians who immigrated to the United States ultimately returned here. You know that? And they sent tens of millions of dollars back in any case to support the relatives that were here. A lot of the Italians who went to Brazil were probably fascist in terms of their background after the Second World War. They settled in there, and Brazil's got a giant Brazil, Argentina, and Chile. They have ginormous Italian population.
But can you imagine the courage it took for them to leave paradise, essentially leave paradise?
It wasn't paradise, Esther.
No, it was. It was
not paradise.
I agree with you, but it was.
No.
There was. You're right. There was poverty. The roads weren't built. We have this book on World War II. I was surprised to see that some of the roads weren't paved, but they left what they called home. They left their family.
Everybody does.
They left what they were used to and went to a foreign land, didn't speak the language. So yes, it took courage.
Of course it takes courage, but it wasn't just, not only the Sicilians did that, lots of people did that.
But we're talking about Sicilians right now. If international travel opens, we will get back to our home in Comiso. Hopefully this year. Haven't been back since 2019. We
should see you here.
I have planted trees for Australian residents.
There you go.
Good to hear.
There you go. Now that's a good thing. I just got
hooked from getting Jimmy Picks. That is great.
I just got home from getting the first COVID.
I think
about 4 months, Jimmy.
Sal Fiorentino ordered a tree. Thank you. He just ordered a memorial tree for his sister and asked to be planted in Castellammare del Golfo.
Good. Bravo. Christine Leone will take you. Christine Leone and Eszter is the one that handled that. And they do a terrific
Jerry wants
job.
to know, Alfred, which town is your family from in Sicily?
We're from the slopes of Mount Etna. It's called Tre Castagni, which in the city of Lawrence, Massachusetts, tens of thousands of them settled. There's a bunch of surrounding communities, which, by the way, is what's in the process right now, where these ash clouds are going over and just burying people. You know, the good thing about this ash, which really isn't like an ash, it's more like a grit. They call it lava ash.
Lava ash, exactly.
But it is so full of nutrients that people send it out to other European countries for fertilizer. That's how rich
Speaking
it is.
of fertilizer, Peter Schipoletti, we talked about
Wait
you
a minute,
earlier.
I like the way you said that. Speaking of fertilizer.
He's the tomato guy.
Oh, okay. I got you.
He's the tomato and the gardener. Didn't you get advice from him on how to plant my lettuce, my celery and basil? Thank you very much. Peter, I read that whole poem and another poem. So earlier, if you scroll through earlier, we read some of the poems that you wrote about and also another one. JW, the dude is so full of himself, loves to hear himself. Who is this?
He's talking about me. Is JW talking about me? Why don't you come to Sicily and say that to my face? Watch what happens.
Here we go. Here we go.
Block that guy. What a nitwit.
I think Australians and Americans are very similar in general. I love Australians.
Me too.
Okay, I gotta block
this guy. If I ever meet him, he's gonna get you know what.
Okay.
Ciao. See you later. Don't read stuff like that.
I didn't catch it. comments are going so fast. My Sicilian cousins are in Melbourne. They recruited people to come to Australia when they changed it from penal colony. My mother's cousins went there, and so it went. I visited 4 years ago. Wow. That is so cool, Pat.
Melbourne is where a lot of them went. I think that's in Victoria. I'm almost sure it is, and that's where they all went.
Vincent Russo, hello from Rochester, New York. If you think there are a lot of Italian immigrants in Australia, you should see how many in Argentina. Hey, Vincent, that's a good point. Argentina and Brazil. That's right.
And Chile.
Here we go. When I lived in Chile for 6 months, I spoke more Italians than Spanish. That is very interesting.
I didn't know you were in Chile.
Okay. Jerry says at least something good comes out of Volcano. Yeah. She has some fertilizer.
It does. Besides fertilizer, too, there's a lot of other stuff.
Venezuela. One of my wife's uncles made his fortune selling Italian shoes in Venezuela and eventually came back to Sicily. Jimmy Picks, thank you so much for the super chat.
Thank you,
Grazie mille. If you guys don't know what a super chat is, you help support our channel by
thank you, Jimmy. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Per. Una buona salute, and thanks for producing great content. Grazie mille.
I wish I could tell you the big news, because we have some earth-shattering news.
We do.
But we can't tell you yet. We have to wait another few weeks. But in the meantime, what's Mike Corona's thing?
WSBE in California.
Yeah, it's in Palm Springs, California at 3:30 on Saturdays. They're airing it. What is it, an ABC or a CBS affiliate?
I think ABC. I'll put it. No, NBC.
NBC affiliate, right there. It's right before 3.5 Men. 2.5 minutes, about right. And the guy that's doing it, he has a program. It's called Wise Guy's Cooking Show. It's within his show, and he's been sending his back saying that the ratings. Since we put it up all things Sicilian in there, have been going up.
Yumi and Sicily.
Yumi and Sicily have been going up and up and up, and I'm like, wow, that's really great.
Yeah. So the word is getting out. Yeah. Jimmy Picks, where are you coming from, and where's your ancestral home? Would love to.
Thanks, Jimmy. Really, really appreciate that. As a matter of fact, send me. Wait a minute. Yeah. Send me your address, Jimmy. Okay, message me or Eszter, and I'm going to send you out 3 books complimentary for doing that. I'll send them out on Tuesday if you give me your address.
Okay.
Matter of fact, if anybody else donates on the super chat today, $50, they're going to get 3 books too.
That's a nice offer.
Hey, you know.
People want to eat what we ate for lunch. Today. But today wasn't a great one. Why don't we talk about yesterday's lunch?
That wasn't a great one either.
What are you talking about? I made you pizza.
She makes the best pizza in Sicily. I'm not kidding you. Eszter Vita has perfected the pizza, and I've been begging her to do an instructional video, but she's afraid about it because of all these pizzeria people that are experts. She's just learned about maybe 6 months ago, and the first one was, We've been in the pandemic for a year. The first one was good. The second one was good. The third, now on Fridays, because I don't eat meat on Fridays, like maybe twice a month, she'll make me pizza, and I'm telling you right now. Why do I have to go to a pizzeria when?
Wait, can I tell you guys what I put on it? I have a new thing. So I do, the dough, roll it out, put the sauce on, salt, pepper, mozzarella. Then I've been sprinkling it with Parmesan cheese, like snowflaking it with Parmesan cheese. And then I put anchovies and black olives. That's the secret, right? Oh, and a little bit of sugar too. And then I write Eszter Vita or Alfred Zappa with olive oil. I actually do write that on the pizza. Okay.
It's the best there is. The best there is. Tomorrow we're going to have
ribs.
Sicilian ribs. Right? They're the Sicilian ones. The ones we bought over here, puntinos, they call them. We're going to cook them. Yeah, we're going to cook them in a slow cooker because it's supposed to rain for 5 days. We desperately need rain. And I think it's going to knock down all this ash that's all over the place. It's crazy. So tomorrow we'll have delicious ribs. I'm going to do them on a slow cooker. It takes 8 hours to make. We'll see what's going to happen.
Okay, Steve.
Do the pizza video.
Everyone is saying that. Okay. And Maria says, so proud of old Laurentians doing so well with this program. Salute.
Wait a minute. What do you mean an old Laurentian?
Of old Laurentians, not like you're old. Stop it.
Hey, by the way,
no more saying that. Remember?
I want the books. If you want the books, go to alfredsapple.com and you could order them. Or if you do a donations over here today, I'll send them to you for free. But you can go to alfredsapple.com and you could order them, and that'd be good. Hey, listen.
Wait a second. Let me say, sorry. What I was trying to say is that there are more Sicilians from Raccamuto, Sicily, that live in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, than there are. Wow, that's very interesting.
One of our friends, Luigi, the guy Luigi, whose program we were on in Montreal, said that there is bazillions of them in Montreal area. So I'm in the process of researching that. If you think I know anything about Australia before 2 weeks ago, you're nuts. I was just telling her I had to research and find out what the story was in Australia. It's fascinating. So I'm in the process of learning about Canada as well as Germany. You have no idea how many Italians. I don't know how many Italians are in Germany. It's bananas.
Jimmy says, born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, now
Jimmy
living
Dix.
in... My sister lives in Queens, too. My family was in Agrigento and Palermo.
Agrigento and Palermo, two great towns.
Now, are they from the towns or the provinces? Jimmy, let us know.
Good point,
thanks, honey. Vincent Russo, thank you so much for the super chat.
Vincenzo, you're getting a free set of books. How's that sound? My daughter Jen will send them out on Tuesday. Make sure we have your address, okay?
Anchovies are
Message
my favorite.
Message us, okay?
Okay. Hey, what's Mama cooking? Is here. Let's do a pizza video. Esther can do anything she puts her mind to. I love you, Maria. Thank you.
Can I tell you something? You're right. She really could. She has developed into a terrific cook. The last, I don't know, say 2 years.
Yeah, about a year.
But she just works at it and works at it and works at it.
Well, I put my mind into Sicily, and now
what's that?
Wait a second. I put my mind into bringing you guys the best videos from Sicily, and I hope I'm achieving that. And thank you, Julie Demers, for that super chat. Grazie mille.
Send us your address. And on Tuesday, you're going to get a free set of books. And I want you to know I want to say something else. You guys don't know Christine Leone yet, but Christine Leone in the United States is just as diligent. I've worked with her since the year 2000 with the All Things Sicilian program. Her and Esther are the ones that are doing that cookbook. And let me tell you something. It's going to be a terrific cookbook.
Darlene says Esther has become a bona fide Italian Sicilian.
Darlene, ciao. You're right, she has. And she's taken to the place. And
I've fallen in love with Sicily. I believe in Sicily.
Yeah, I'm very happy that she makes Sicily a little bit brighter. Certainly for me. That's what I want to tell you.
You're so sweet. Hello from England. Ciao.
England, that's the number 3. Our views are United States of America, number 1. Australia, number 2. Canada, number 3. And the UK, number 4.
We have our regular, Janet Lombardi. She's from the UK.
Yep.
Al, you're going to have to buy her a pizza oven. Don't give him any ideas.
No pizza. No. We have, and she complains about our oven all the time, too. All the time she complains about it, but it always comes up. Wait a minute. I have a story to tell.
Wait, no.
Please,
no.
I beg you. All right. Here's a story. I have to take you back to my childhood. My mom. My mom had one of those toasters that you put the toast in, but there was no timer where it popped out. You had to kind of watch it, and then that's how the original toasters were, right? She burned every piece of toast for the first 9 years of my life. I thought that when you had toast, after it came out, you had to take your knife and scrape it, right? So last night, I said to her, it was last night, I think it was last night. I said, I'm in the mood for some French fries, the ones that you buy in the store. And if she buys the ones that aren't fried, they're baked, and all you have to do is heat them up. Well, she was so busy, she forgot them. And they turned out like my mother's French fries.
Well, first of all, it was at the end of the bag, and there were maybe 20 of them. And, at the end of the bag, all the little ones are over there. So our oven, typically, it's very slow. It takes about 45 minutes. 20 minutes later, they were burned. But not all. They were crunchy, too.
So I said to her, I says, wow, you cook just like my mother. It's a joke. and she went bananas. Right? Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
All right. It was just a joke, though.
How long have you lived in Sicily?
Who?
Alfred, you go. Well, both
I
of us.
first came in 97. I've been full-time here for now. This is my 8th year full-time. For the 15 years before that, I had my legs in both places, United States, and I had to get out of my business stuff over there. So, and Esther's been here, I think you're going on to 7 years now. Am I correct in saying?
My first year here was 2014, and I was only here for 6 months. The next year, 7 months, then 9, 10, 11. Now, we haven't been home for almost 2 years.
Yeah, I honestly, it's time to go home now. And I'm waiting to get this shot because I really miss my grandkids and I miss my kids, and she misses her mother
and my sister.
But as soon as I get
friends.
there after 3 weeks, or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I'll be like itching to get back here. But I miss my family a lot.
Jim says people tend to forget the migration to New Orleans. Good point.
You're right. That's where you had the largest lynching in American history, James, right there in New Orleans. Sicilians were lynched in New Orleans. I wrote about that. Remember?
I swear I didn't pay anyone to say this. I didn't say anything,
hippie
but
chick,
thank
you.
You
look beautiful. You have such a wonderful glowing skin. Yeah, well, she's
It's a lot of eating stuff like this.
She eats so clean, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Okay. Let's see. Christine, what has she said? Love shopping at the
Vucaria market and photographing
it.
Cheech, have you seen that photograph, the painting by Renato Gattuso? It's called La Vucaria. Great picture.
I promise I did not pay anyone. What? Thank you. Thank you very much.
She is smart and she is beautiful and she is.
But I've got the best professor.
However beautiful she is, though, her inside radiates love. She doesn't have a bad bone in her body. That's really why,
Sparrow, Godchild, Eszter and Alfred, you mean Sicily. Hello there. I just subscribed. First time viewing your channel. Thank you so much. So I mentioned earlier, we've got lots of chats about all things. Wait a second. Okay. All things Sicilian. We also did a lot of ancestral home videos. So let me know where your town is. Maybe we already featured that town. We also have a lot of historical, cultural festivals, all types of videos. New Orleans, Louis Prima, the greatest.
We have one of our friends that's really, his best friend is Louis Prima Jr. The Gilbertis, Charlie Gilberti. I believe they're from New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
And I loved him, and his son is very good as well.
This toast scraping was classic. I love it. Hey, what's Mama cooking? I ordered your books out. I got them in 3 days, and tears were already falling on the second page. I have to tell you guys that I read these books several years ago. I laughed, I cried, and I learned a lot about Sicily. That's just about something.
I like to use humor, obviously, and I'm not like one of those guys that is a historian and thinks they know everything. For every one fact that I present to you, maybe 2 facts are wrong or are my version of the truth. But you want to know something? I don't care. They're my books.
Listen, that's the thing about Sicily, too. There are so many myths and legends and stories that...
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Jimmy picks out a stroke.
Just planned to go to Sicily, and then COVID happened. Then I had a stroke. Oh, we're sorry to hear about that.
So maybe next year. I'm going to say a prayer for you, Jimmy, okay?
I thought that it was another Jimmy. That's why I looked at you like it was. I read it too. So
Jim, I'm going to say a prayer for you tonight. I promise you
that. Great to see you all.
Tony Marino.
Okay. Very sorry to hear that, Jimmy, but hopefully soon the border.
Anthony Marino, where are you from? That's my doctor's name. Anthony Marino is my doctor, and his son's name is Anthony Marino. We did time together at Sacred Heart School for Boys.
Jimmy, I'll take you up on it because I go to New York all the time to visit my sister.
Bravo.
Is it possible to buy or get your books here from your daughter? Yeah, Maria.
She lives in Groveland.
Yeah, if you go to youmeandsicily.com. Do we have the books on there? No, it's on alfredzappala.com.
No, sure. Jennifer will mail them on. She's going to mail them now every Tuesday because Tuesday's a day off. And I think I left her like maybe 10 cases of books. And I said, but I didn't want to sell them. I didn't want her to go out during COVID. So finally, now that it's over, she can go out. She got vaccinated or whatever. So we started to sell them last week. So Maria, send me
or send a private message me or Alfred your name. Darlene, I completely agree with you. You have a complete package, but Alfred, he's pretty great. He's funny and he's smart
Darlene,
and
I love
very
you. Thank
generous.
you so much, dear.
Hello, Sparrow Godchild from Michigan. Ed Miche wants to know if we've ever featured Raccomoto, Sicily. No, we have not, but we are getting ready to get into the next set of Ancestral Home videos that we're looking for sponsors for. So if you want to sponsor Raccomoto, we can do that. By the way, did you see the video on Aspra in the province of Palermo and the Anchovy Museum? That's one of our videos. We just posted that, a week ago?
What are we putting up? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, I got to show you guys this. Etna's been erupting, and look at the clouds.
That's what you call an ash cloud.
Can you see it? Can you see it? That's directly from Etna. And it passes by really fast. It was clear here. I'm just going to go really slow. It was clear. And now, just in the past 10 minutes, this big ash cloud. And if you guys don't know, Etna has been erupting nonstop every 30 to 35 hours since February 16th. Everyone's safe. No one's been hurt. A lot of cleanup, of course, and all of the lava has been flowing into the valley of Bove, so it stops. And, a few times the lava splashed up 400 meters above sea level. So it's serious stuff. Of course, visually, it's incredible. But, stuff like this happens.
Is this the first time you've ever been on a live show, where you have two people so dedicated during a volcano eruption?
No, seriously, last time it erupted a couple of days ago, people were finding like small pebbles on their houses, right? Like
small pebbles, good sized ones.
Good size and also small ones. It's almost like a coating of snow. It's incredible.
We did a video, and I'm sure you've seen it if you watch our programming. She did a 2.5-minute piece on the second eruption was, right? 90,000 views so far. And every day it's like 3-4 because word's just getting out throughout the world.
Well, it's been getting out because she's been spewing nonstop.
Yep.
It's true about the lynching. The muffaletta sandwich in New Orleans was created by a Sicilian in New Orleans too. Good to know.
They were
Thank
all
you very
fishermen
much.
down there. Most guys came from Shaka. Most of those fishermen came from Shaka. The ones that were lynched came from Shaka. Most of them. Michigan
is in the house. I have done a lot of research on that lynching. There is a great movie called Lynching, Vendetta, a must see. Okay.
That's where they coined the term yellow journalism, because of that lynching, because those citizens, after the assassins were acquitted of murder charges, they was brought back to the court, to the jail that night. But the newspapers in New Orleans whipped it up and beseeched the people to break into the jail, drag them out, and kill them. Okay, which is exactly what happened. They were all lynched. It's the largest lynching in the United States history. And after that, there were copycat lynchings. There was copycat lynchings in Florida, South Carolina, and North Carolina. Okay, so you didn't know about that, but we were discriminated ab initio, Sicilians. Okay,
and
we
for
were
those
classified.
Who don't know ab initio, from the beginning.
Yeah, we were classified as a minority group. We weren't classified as Caucasian, even though I do not consider myself to be Caucasian. I consider myself to be Mediterranean, and that's what I put on. When they say, I always check other, and I put down Mediterranean, because my skin is olive complected, okay? Olive, probably from olive oil, but people around the basin, the Mezzogiorno, south of Rome, Greece, Malta, Sardinia, we're all the same. We all look the same.
Christine says we need a recipe for the muffaletta sandwich. And if you guys don't know what that is, we have a cookbook that we're working on with Christine Leone that will be coming out in the spring. And we're asking people to submit their recipes. So go to youmeandsicily.com. That's you, me, and Sicily.com. And go to recipes, and there'll be a little form over there.
Sonny and Cher of Sicily. I got you, babe.
I got you on my side.
Hey, Tuesday we're coming out with a new type of a video. We want you
to. Donald is in the Bronx. Lots of people here from.
I love
Hippie
Donnie
Chick.
from the Bronx.
Just wondering if you featured Trapetto in any of your videos. My grandfather, Salvatore Scardino, was a big fisherman and moved to the United States in the 30s.
Where is Trapetto? What province is that in? I don't. I've got.
We have not featured that.
No, I've got to figure that one out. I will. Don't worry.
Every time my father and his brothers drove down to Florida from New York, they were 100% Sicilian with dark hair and skin. They got pulled over by the state troopers for no reason every single time.
Well, here you still get pulled over by the cops every single time. Over here, there's no such thing as the Fourth Amendment. So they put up that little thing that says halt, and you have to pull over. For any reason whatsoever, they can stop you in Italy. Okay? It's a very militarized, the police here, the military police, the Carabinieri, that's a branch of the military, as well as the fiscal police, okay? So they could stop you. There's no such thing as the Fourth Amendment here.
Maria says, respect Mama Edna's power and beauty. I'm with you.
What choice do we have? Someone says, can you get out of here? What are you going to do if it really explodes bad?
We're not in danger.
But if we ever were, what are we going to do? We're going to open our legs, put our head between our legs, and kiss our butt goodbye because it's close, okay? And we can't. There's only one road in and out, unless we decide to go in the ocean. But if you studied Vesuvius,
Trapetto is
a lot of people
Palermo.
died on the beaches over there. Palermo, no,
in the province of Palermo, but we have a bunch of towns like the one I just published a few days ago, Aspra. That's in the province of Palermo. What other towns have we done? Termini and Meresi we did in the province of Palermo, Cefalù. So we do have a lot of videos in the province, but not in
also,
that one.
Dago was because Italians wanted to get paid after work. Dago. I don't know. You're talking about the bad word, Dago. Anybody ever call me that in the United States, they would get stretched out in 2 seconds. Honestly. And I stretched out a bunch of people when I was a kid. Same thing with the term wop. Anybody call me a wop, they got a throat punch, period. And to this day, if anybody calls me that, guess what they're going to get? They're going to get another throat punch. Those are terrible things to call anybody. And you need to stand your ground. Even if you're I can't say old anymore, but even if you're seasoned like me, you got to stand your ground.
Hippie Chick, the coast of Palermo, small town. Next one up, there's going to be Ventimiglia di Sicilia and Bagheria.
Wait a minute. We have a special one coming up on Tuesday, don't we? Aren't you going to tell me about Tuesday? Watch Tuesday.
Jimmy says, I'm a retired New York City police officer. Thank you for your service. It was a 9/11 responder. My idol is Joseph Petrosino. That's so funny. I put a picture of Joseph Petrosino in our last piece on Aspra. The police officer who was killed because there was that song that the curator of the Anchovy Museum was singing for him.
He was investigating the connection between the American mafia and the Italian mafia. So he was an Italian detective who came to New York. I believe it was New York. I think it was New York.
New York, yes.
Yeah, he was assassinated.
Yes.
He was assassinated. He's really, 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 really famous in Sicily. Really famous.
Yeah.
He's like a step below Borsellino and Falcone. That's how famous he is. Or maybe on the same level.
That's another reason we need a boat in Sicily for emergency evacuation.
Well, there's 1 million people in Greater Catania. And thankfully, between us and that volcano is the Valley of the Bouvet, which is a giant.
Yeah,
it's so big. It's like the Grand Canyon. So, but what's going to kill us, or not us, but people, is not going to be the lava because it's a very slow-moving lava. It's going to be the poisonous gases. That's what killed the people in Vesuvius.
Yeah.
When that explosion happened, it was the gases that See you later. And then went 20 miles away to the coast. A lot of the Vesuvians, they went over there getting away from but they all died. And now I was reading, by the way, that they're now excavating the beaches around Vesuvius after all these years, and they're finding a lot of stuff over there.
Nico says Sicily is the perfect balance. I agree with you.
It is the perfect balance. You can live here very
so
cheaply.
Listen, the next video we're putting up is going to be an interesting one, a little bit of humor, some things that we miss here in Sicily, and some of the things that we miss here from the United States is going to shock you. Well, not shock you, but make you go, really? Not much we miss here, except for friends and family.
I think it's important. See, I tell Eszter all the time, look, I don't want to be a travelogue. I don't want to be a travelogue. I don't want you to recite facts and figures because you're a good person. You're a very beautiful woman. You know how to talk. I know how to talk. We want you to experience it with us, okay? We want you to learn stuff. So maybe today, you say, hey, I want to learn about the Australians, or I'm going to learn about the Canadians, or I'm going to learn about what else, whatever we talked about, which was a lot of stuff today. After the show's over, you go and do some research, and what happens is, believe me, Sicily is a jealous mistress. It's compelling to be here. It really is. Just my own opinion.
Jimmy, I'm going to show you the view in just a second. Warren says, hi guys, have you ever considered doing a video about buying property in Sicily?
Yes.
Take care. We've been talking about it. People have been asking. I promise you it's coming. And we have just the man to have it on. Okay, don't go anywhere. I'm going to just show you the view again.
Yeah, that's quite a big one.
How's that for a view? That's the Ionian Sea over there. That was our coast is the Ionian Sea, and on the north and west coast is the Tyrrhenian Sea. Of course, it all runs into the Mediterranean Sea. Is that something new you learned? You know what? I'm going to save my other little bit for a little bit.
Which one? What? The other?
Whatever I wanted to. The other topic. We have so much to talk to you guys about. But we're going to wrap it up in a couple of minutes. I learned a lot from the Anchovy Museum. Awesome.
That's a great museum, huh?
That is what's great. The movie Vendetta is on Amazon Prime. Oh, good to know.
Hippie Chick. I like this.
Hippie Chick. I just love that name. Trebeto is a small town coast of Palermo area. It has very beautiful beaches, and it's quite unheard of gem from what I hear from my family. Maybe partial. They participate often post Easter migration. Okay, good to know. If you want to sponsor that town, let us know. We're going to be going around the island again doing these ancestral homes.
One of the things we're going to be doing next week is going to be some of the Easter treats that are now being able to purchase prior to Easter. Okay, we bought our first Palumba cake here, fresh, by the way, and also the uva di Pasqua, the eggs, the hard-boiled eggs with the biscotti. They started to sell those too. So we're going to go out and get some for you and show them to you here next week, along with other things that we can pick up too. We'll show you a bunch of things. And then Palm Sunday, if the weather is good for Palm Sunday, we'll go to Arcitrezza and we'll try to do something live for you because it's really wonderful to watch the people who make the palms, zip them all up. And Italian palms are really beautiful. The Sicilian palms are really beautiful. So we're going to see. It all depends on COVID, right?
And the weather.
And the weather.
Right. the weather
right now. Right.
Although the situation is improving vastly here in Sicily, they're hoping to go into the white zone, the much coveted white zone soon. Maria wants to know, have you ever visited the Sulphur Springs? I went to one many years ago and called it the Piscina, or swimming pool. Had to get used to the smell of the salt, but it was great. Yeah, I went right outside of Castelmare del Golfo. Have you been?
The one in Sciacca is now closed. The mud baths and the sulfur thing is closed in Sciacca. That was the most popular one. No more.
Darlene says you too should start a large community of folks that want to go to Sicily, and it can be boomers and retirement haven. So just so you know, Darlene, in normal times, we do tours of Sicily. So if you go to youmeandsicily.com, we have our tours that we were supposed to have in 2020, see what will happen in 2021. So send us a message, Darlene. Email me or message me. I'm not sure if we're friends on Facebook.
I want to answer Jimmy's question.
That is a great idea. Maria says, wait a sec. That's up here. Thank you both for what you do to bring Sicily.
Jimmy Pick says, what kind of cigars are available here? Well, here, we're very...
he wants to know what kind you smoke.
Oh, I smoke? Well, they have Cuban cigars all over the place, but I don't smoke Cuban cigars because they're about $8 to $10 each. That's for the Monte Cristo number 4s, the small ones, which are terrific. I smoke Toscanellos, okay, which are pack of 5 for $5. But everybody smokes them, and it's a 20-minute smoke. Of course, you don't inhale them. It's more like satisfying your oral fixation. I don't know. The same one, by the way, that Clint Eastwood smokes.
Escape to Sicily is in the house. Ciao. They're from England, and they're going to be coming here to Catania to do an incredible renovation project.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Okay. All right, folks. I think that's about wraps it up for us
what time
today.
Is it? Wow, 55 minutes goes by quick, Esther.
I know. We had a lot of fun. Thank you so much for being on this chat from Sicily. We'll see you next week. I'll be posting another video on maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. And of course, we'll be live here on Saturday or Sunday. And until then, we'll see you on Facebook.
One favor, will you please?
Yeah?
If you think it's fun, share it and suggest it to people. But I kind of police it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I want just people who love it. I don't want any ghosts around here so much. So thank you very much. We love you very much.
And thank you all for Super Chats.
God bless you.
Ciao.
Peace.